An amazing looking New York style cheese slice. It's my recipe out of the new Epic Outdoor Pizza Oven Cookbook. This is a 400-gram dough ball of the classic American pizza dough recipe that's in the cookbook. This will max out the ovens at about 14 to 16 inch pizza. I'm going to start with my sauce. This is the all-purpose tomato sauce, pizza sauce from the cookbook. You can start in the center and just work your way out like that. Or I've found it can be helpful actually to start here on the outside closer to the crust and work your way in. The reason is it can be a little bit thinner in the center of your pizza there, and so the sauce can soak through. The 6 ounces here, that should be plenty for about, this is like 14, 15 inch pizza here. That looks amazing. We're going to season the sauce right here directly on the pizza with a generous amount of dried oregano. Start with the cheeses. We'll start with Pecorino Romano on the bottom here. I like to save a little bit of this too to hit the pizza at the end after it comes out of the oven, but I like that little salty punch it adds as it melts in. Okay, important part here for a classic plain pie, New York style cheese slice. The real trick that I've found to really get that classic look is to blend 2 different types of cheeses. I have 2 different types of low moisture mozzarella, whole milk, and part skim. I think blending the 2, you really get the best look on the finished pizza as well as flavor. A little bit more fatty in that whole milk and just comes together for some nice cheese pulls. We're going to spread the cheese out here. For a New York style slice, I don't like to go super big on the cheese. We have 6 ounces here. That should be plenty to cover this whole pie. This looks amazing. I'm going to get it loaded up into our Karu 16. Show you how I do a classic New York style baking it. Let's get it loaded up. Amazing pizza here. I just took the deck temp on the Ooni Karu 16. It was about 675, 700, and it's 625 here in the front. Perfect for our New York style pizza. I'm gonna get this loaded up, slid right off the peel. That's really what we like to see, and that's thanks to a proper flouring as I was building the pizza. That's gonna make it slide right off. If you're having trouble with that, I recommend just adding a little more flour to the bottom of the pizza as you stretch it. You can use a blend of semolina and flour. I just use regular flour, or also rice flour works really well. For a New York style bake here, let's take a look at what's going on. Ooh, we have the dreaded bubble popping up in the center, and that's just because we didn't put enough sauce on it. So what I can do here is just actually pop underneath, free that down a little bit. See if we can take it for a spin here to make sure it doesn't burn. I think we're gonna be okay. It's rad because sometimes those can turn into a rib pizza. This is looking really good so far. Maybe the oven was a little bit hot for the classic New York style bake, but we'll let it continue baking here. I turned it down to low. Our New York style cheese slice is looking really amazing. I'm just going to let it keep baking here and tell you a little bit about the trick to really doing New York style pizza in an Ooni pizza oven like this, or any outdoor pizza oven. The real thing you want to do is make sure you give the oven a really long preheat to get that oven deck super hot. These ovens are traditionally more designed for a Neapolitan style bake that moves really fast. So we want to make sure the bottom of the pizza is properly browned. I can just smell the vibes and amazing pizza energy coming off this New York style cheese slice. I definitely baked this one a little bit too long. You can see here that like the cheese is maybe a little dark and the oil is separated, but overall, pretty bomb. It smells really amazing. Gonna let it just hang out on the rack here for a minute, let it set up before we take it for a taste. Despite that giant bubble at the beginning, our New York style cheese slice is looking pretty good to me. Let's pick it up. That's a good test. Look at the bottom there. Can you guys see it? Even with the bubble, it survived. I think it's maybe a little bit dark here on the top. You can see the cheese is separated a little bit. Some people like that. Some people don't, because you have that little bit more of a grease slick. I hit it with a little bit more parm, maybe even a sprinkle of oregano if you want, a drizzle with olive oil. But today we're just keeping it simple. Let's slice into it and take a taste here. Go for a fatty, just a big New York style slice here. I cut into the bubble there just to take a look to show you guys. Picking up the fatty slice. Look at that. Amazing. And the bake looking really good. Check out the bottom. That's using the techniques in the book. And we had a little bit of an incident there with the bubble, but you can see it survived. That's thanks to this nice sturdy dough that I think you guys will enjoy. Let's take a taste. Let's get in it. The super classic plain pie flavors that we all know and love coming through. This is amazing tasting pizza. The bake could have been a little bit better, but I mean, that's what happens when you're making pizza at home. They can't all be perfect, but I think they're all pretty much delicious, and this is no exception. This really has a classic pizza parlor flavor. You guys check this thing out. It's one of more than 65 recipes in my new pizza cookbook, the Epic Outdoor Pizza Oven Cookbook. Check out the pre-order link down below. I love you all. One love.